And here we go. It's more bowls action on the spread option pod. Let me tell you, we haven't seen any of our action come in. Well, I beat you head to head with Old Dom. That was pretty sweet.
What do you mean we haven't seen none of our action come in? What
Oh, the Cajuns. That was a disaster. Oh, how? Yeah, I already scrubbed that from my memory. It was such a disaster.
Well,
I forgot entirely about it. Goddamn Cajuns.
But we gave out Washington. Washington covered with ease.
Oh, I didn't know. We weren't counting that, I thought. We counted
what
that.
about Jacksonville State?
We counted that? I didn't
well,
think
we went through.
okay.
We went through every bowl, and I bet on every bowl. My record is 2-2 right now. I don't know what we officially gave out.
Okay, yeah, no, we officially gave out the Cajuns and the Memphis Tigers on Friday.
Okay. Yeah, so the Cajuns, that didn't work out, but their QB got hurt for a bit, and then they drove all the way down the field, and they could have tied the game, but to go into OT. So
what happened?
That did not happen.
You threw a pick? You threw a fucking pick?
No, it just got deflected. But they drove down the field early, had a missed field goal. Like they got into Delaware's 10, couldn't convert a fourth down, and then there's one explosive run from Delaware. Louisiana was never the right side, but they probably wouldn't have covered the 3. But
I mean, I looked at the fucking box score. I looked at the box score middle of the second quarter, halftime, thereabout.
Yeah, when you
and it looked like the Cajuns were actually out yarding the shit out of these motherfuckers and were moving the ball. And it was just they muffed a punt, right? Was that, or they had a field goal blocked? Something. They had a special teams mishap, and the kid threw a pick, and that was what happened.
Oh yeah, they had. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was. I remember it was a special teams mishap, whatever it was. Anyway, and they turned the ball over, and then that was it. But otherwise, they actually outplayed the Blue Hens. But congratulations to the Blue Hens, because every program, loves to get that first bowl win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's dive into these playoff games, because these are a couple of these are interesting. A couple of them are less so. Friday night, Alabama goes to Norman, 8 p.m. kickoff, 8 p.m. Eastern, I guess 7 local time. It looks like it was a pick'em total 41. I would take the Sooners.
Yeah, I grabbed OU at plus 1.5. Part of me doesn't really think that DeBoer is going to lose to Venables 3 times in 2 years, but
why not?
Their defense, Oklahoma's defense is so good. Alabama, there's rumors that Ty Simpson has a back injury. The team is really banged up. Norman, Oklahoma is going to be a hornet's nest. I don't think any of the home playoff teams in the first round last year lost. I think they all won and covered. Give me Oklahoma.
But it was a whole different setup last year, so we can't use those trends. But that said, the Sooners, the Sooners are the better team, right? Let's just bottom line this, right? The Sooners have the better defense, and the Sooners have the better offense.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at Sagarin gives Alabama an 88 and Oklahoma an 86. So, but Oklahoma doesn't have the better offense. They can't really score a lot of points. The offense is not very explosive, but Alabama's offense has also been struggling.
But Mateer's been healing up over the course of the previous few weeks, right? We're supposed to expect that he's as healthy as he's ever been coming into this game.
Yes, exactly. Post-op, yeah. And this is a team that had a win total of 6.5. This is a team that's played a very difficult schedule. like a top 2, top 3 difficult schedule in the country, and came out with 10 wins. Alabama, on the other hand, like, yeah, they're also a 10-win team, but like they lost to a bad Florida State team. First game of the season, anything can happen, but they lost to a bad Florida State team. They beat Georgia, but that was a close game, and that Georgia just let that slip away when we were watching that game together.
Honestly.
There was a handful of turnovers in that Vanderbilt game. They should have lost at Missouri, 27-24.
I don't know about that, bro.
The Tennessee game was a solid win, but they almost lost at South Carolina, 29-22. Like, they barely beat Auburn.
No, that's right. That's another deceptive result. Auburn was right in that game.
Like, they should be a 9-win team at the bare minimum. And, your feeling was that they didn't deserve to be in the playoff, and I think you're right.
That is true. My pick is colored by that. But I mean, exactly. I think Notre Dame would be favored in this game. And I think, Alabama's not favored. Oklahoma, leave aside the game they won in the regular season. Like, they have a habit of strangling teams throughout the season. And that's what I like to see in the playoffs. Like, this is a really good time for defenses to bear down. The one thing I'll take as a guy from last year is the officials' willingness to swallow their whistle. I like a low-scoring game. I like Oklahoma to win a game, and I guess I would take that under 41 before I went over. That's for sure. This is going to be a tense, low-scoring contest, but I think the Sooners got this. Call me. I mean, maybe it's square. I wonder what the betting percentages are. I should have looked that up.
We can look on DraftKings. Now, the DraftKings data doesn't say what the splits are by what the line was, because Oklahoma was an underdog, right? So let's see what. Okay, so money line 60% on Alabama, 40% OU. Spread is about 50-50, and the total is 65% to the over, according to this DraftKings data.
All right. So that's fairly balanced. I guess that's kind of a tilt to Bama. I guess we don't know how much money was bet. More money could have been bet on the Sooners, but
correct.
I would tend to doubt that. I think a little more be Alabama, right? Anyway, I still like the Sooners. I mean, I'm going to try to resist the urge to be betting too much out there. But I might find myself talking on the Sooners. If you go to the prediction markets, 50-50, no edge there. Alas. It'd be nice if you could, try and get a 51 cent out there on a pick'em. All right. Next one up. This one is at noon. Yes, noon on Saturday. So this is the best game. I can't believe they put the best game on noon. Miami at College Station. Texas A&M laying 3 on a total of 48.5. I would lay it before I took it, but Carson Beck did at least play in the playoffs.
No, he got hurt in the SEC championship game.
I thought he got hurt in the start of the playoffs. Fuck. Okay.
No, that was in the SEC championship game. Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. So this is both Marcel Reed and Carson Beck's first playoff start. Okay. Well, it's probably easier for young Reed at home. A&M are the better team overall, even if Beck is probably the better quarterback. Yeah, tricky. I don't know. What did you bet it?
Yeah, I bet the first half under.
What if
I
Elko
for,
like called some fucking fake punt shit?
I don't remember what the number I have is. I have to look, but I bet the first half under. The thought process is like, okay, this is the best defensive line that Miami's seen. This is the best defensive line Texas A&M has seen. This is the best offensive line Miami has seen, and this is the best offensive line Texas A&M has seen. I think this is just going to be a brutal battle in the trenches, and we're gonna like eventually over time the dam's gonna break. But I don't expect either line to give up much early in the contest. I think we're gonna need to see second half adjustments. Before the game really opens up. And if you're Cristobal, like, what is Carson Beck prone to do? Turn the ball over. Are you going to put this game in your quarterback's hand early in the game? You're going to try to run the ball. Same thing to Marcel Reed. Marcel Reed is probably a better passer, but he's also turnover prone as well. I think we're going to be a little conservative, feel each other out, looking for halftime adjustments to see this game open up, as I said. I lean Texas A&M 3.5, but I took the first half under.
It's really interesting you say
Tight
that.
buttholes.
I look at this. You see, I think Cristobal's sphincter is tight, but I think Coach Elko looks at this game as an opportunity for him to flip the script. So often this season, he's been taking a scuffling team in for a halftime talk. And I think he might be looking for ways to jump on them and grab this game by the scruff of the neck. I wouldn't be shocked if A&M, has a surprise special teams play, some kind of trick play, something deeply unexpected that they uncork in the first half. I expect the Aggies to try to jump on him. Carson Beck's a good quarterback. He definitely has a better arm than Marcel. Also, I expect this game to be close. I feel certain A&M is going to win, but I know that is like the wrong impulse. The U definitely could win this game. I was surprised at how well they took care of Pittsburgh.
Maybe this is SEC bias, but there's a big difference between Pittsburgh, and Texas A&M.
No, granted, but they took care of the Pitt Panthers. Like in a game that I kind of thought the Pitt Panthers would be in it to the final whistle. I thought they were
same.
But
Same.
I thought they'd at least be in it. Yeah.
I think this is a heavyweight bout. So that's I already expressed my thoughts.
All right, and you took, and what number did you get out of curiosity on that first half? Was it in the neighborhood of 23.5, 24?
No, I think I got screwed. Hold on.
You were screwed. You were okay. I see.
No, there was one. I bet another first half to under. In a game we're not going to cover today, and I think I got fucked on that one.
You know, it's tough dealing with these derivative lines. You've got to really, shop those manually. There's not really a clearinghouse telling you about all those.
Give me a second. It's not there. If it's not there, then it's got to be here because I ran out of money on FanDuel.
Now I can take this opportunity to introduce Juice Reel as a sponsor for the pod. Juice Reel links up all of the sports betting apps on your phone and gives you a consolidated look at all the plays you made, like basically ever. I think going back 10 years or something like that. And yeah, it's pretty cool. You can print out little graphs, see your results by sport. I've been doing some UFC stuff that's been going okay.
Mazel. I have a spreadsheet, but I haven't put these games in yet. Under 25.5.
Hey, I see. Now that's a good one. All right.
Yeah.
So you got your 24s working. And I
Yeah.
guess your 25s. I don't know if that ever happens, but you got 20.
The under 22 and a half is the first half is the Toledo Louisville game, the Boca Raton Bowl, which we will discuss on Monday. But that I bet the first half under.
Very, very well.
Yeah. Okay.
Before we leave the Aggies, I just want to emphasize I give them a lot of credit for their road wins. Like they had a stretch of 3 straight roadies, like in November, and they went and they just won each of them. One of them was close, but the other 2 they took care of business. And I was like,
one of those was close. Yes, it's the biggest comeback in like SEC history.
Oh, that's right. They were.
That was at home. That was at home.
They were way up, right? Yeah. I slept on that. That's right. They were like up 24-3, and they lost that shit 31-30. Oh my
You're
God.
right. The at Hogs, at LSU, at Missouri.
Yeah. They took care of business, and I was like,
Texas
I gave them
A&M
a lot of credit
was
for
good
that.
at feasting on the bottom of the SEC.
But it's like those were all not great setups, and like they took care of business.
Tough situation.
Like they also, I mean, the game in South Bend was a coin toss, to be fair, but they did win it, and like I gave them a lot for that. I was disappointed to see them lose to Texas. That actually, the loss to Texas is why I'm not hot to bet A&M, but I mean, I'm excited to watch the game.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like if you lose to Texas, you can lose to the U.
Let's go on to.
All right, fair enough. Now
the game at Ole Miss.
All right, but we haven't given out anything, right? All right, motherfucker. All right, let's see if we got a pick in the third game. This game from Oxford, Ole Miss laying 17 at home to the Tulane Green Wave, total of 57. It is the defensive coordinator, Golding, as the head coach. LSU had the judgment to sideline Coach Judge. I don't see why Ole Miss should win this game by a lot. But I mean, I guess they probably want to open up a margin before they call off the Dogs.
Well, they might want to. Well, so they would be playing Georgia next, right?
I should have opened the bracket, but let's say yes.
Yeah, so they might call off the Dogs, or they might use this as like a "fuck you, Lane Kiffin," right? Like we're like we don't need you, like we can beat up on Tulane without you. This might be like a cathartic massacre. I do think I think it's more likely that this is competitive than the next game. However, I think there's that intense motivation for Ole Miss. Tulane, John Summerall, he's the coach of Florida. You think? I mean, he's coaching this game, but like, where is his mind? Like, yeah, there's some players at Ole Miss. They're maybe they're going to hit up the transfer portal, but the same thing for Tulane players as well. Like, the real question is like, okay, Retzlaff, when they played earlier in the year, Ole Miss kicked their dicks in, but it was Retzlaff's like second game at Tulane. Like now, maybe he scrambles a little bit more. He has a better idea of the playbook, of the system. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like Tulane backdoored this, or this was like a 14-point spread.
Yeah,
like they just won by 2 touchdowns comfortably. Like you never thought that Tulane was going to win this game, but like they just couldn't get enough margin. Like I think that's a possible outcome. I don't think it's a very likely one. When we get to
legit,
the next,
why is the spread 17? Right? Like, why isn't this spread up past 21? Right? Like, no, Tulane is going to keep scoring till the final whistle, aren't they? The back
Yeah.
door is wide open, isn't
Yeah,
it?
the back door.
Because
The
Retzlaff
back
is
door is
going to
wide
keep
open.
slinging it, isn't he?
Yeah. The back door is wide open, but you don't really want to be betting the underdog because the back door is wide open. Like you want to think that they're going to be competitive. I don't think that's the case here.
It's hard to imagine that a focused SEC team is not going to, is not going to crush
Home
on the
playoff
side.
game.
Like,
SEC team. Yeah.
it's hard to imagine. I mean, Retzlaff, though, is the better quarterback.
He's the better passer.
But I mean, he gets, he doesn't move like Chambliss, but like he gets his legs involved when he needs them.
This is also the most difficult team he's played against from his BYU and Tulane. Right?
Well, he played in the Holy
from power. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
I
the
suppose.
Utah Utes have a serious pass rush.
Yeah,
like,
but that was the Utah last year was without Cam Rising.
That's true. The Utah
that was
offense
that was not. Yeah. Anyway, this is. Yeah, I think the back door is wide open here, but I bet Ole Miss.
You laid it. Well, I did get you head to head last week.
Let's do it.
And I'm going to come for another bite of the apple here. So,
let's do it.
So we're going to do that. I'll take the Green Wave plus 17 because I don't think,
never that easy.
Finally, yeah, exactly. Because they wouldn't have left that 17 up like that. It wouldn't have just gotten pain in 17 like that if Tulane couldn't cover it. So they can. Maybe they won't, but they can.
Yeah, that's the right. Yes. Yeah, I think that's right.
We got another playoff game here. The least dramatic, but in the Saturday primetime slot. Insane. They have Oregon hosting James Madison laying 21. And to tell you what the bookie thinks of the Dukes, the total is 47.5. So that's how that's gonna go. And I'm with you. Tulane Ole Miss has definitely got a much better chance of being close than this game.
Yeah, there's a world where there's like 3 touchdowns off of turnovers in this game, where Oregon just like runs the ball down James Madison's throat, and like by the third quarter of this game, just like has explosive runs. James Madison coughs up the ball 3-4 times. Like that's like Oregon's injured. They're like a lot of the wide receivers are hurt, and they obviously need to rest them for the next round of the playoff. But like this is by far the most difficult defense James Madison has played. Like they've played ODU is probably the second best defense that they played. Maybe Louisville, but Louisville's defense wasn't as good as it has been in the past this past year. But maybe Louisville. But this is a major step up on the road, crazy hostile environment. And I wouldn't be like the only way Oregon doesn't cover this is like they call off the dogs late and there's a late score. But otherwise, I think you could see James Madison turn the ball 3, 4, 5 times.
James Madison, how are they actually going to score 2 touchdowns?
They're going to run the ball and hope to get an explosive. But they're not. That's not going to happen.
Oregon ain't gonna. No.
Yeah. To me,
and Oregon's too fast. Like even if it's just, how are they going to get 2 touchdowns? They can't. Like honestly, we should be looking at like Oregon minus 28. We should be looking for them all spreads.
Yeah. I think Oregon plays the national championship game.
Ditto.
I think they might be the best team in college football.
Ditto. Actually, let's do some fucking bracket talk because I didn't think about any of the other games, but I can pull out the bracket here. And I'll also look for an Oregon alt spread. So, you were correct, sir. Ole Miss plays Georgia next. The winner of the UAM plays Ohio State.
Oregon would play Texas Tech.
Yeah, Oregon plays Texas Tech, and
they'll fucking kill Texas Tech.
I tend to think so. Yeah. I think that Lanning is gonna have something.
Yeah,
he's gonna jump
Texas
on that.
Tech's defensive line is very good for the Big 12. This is another animal, and if Oregon's healthy, they'll chew Texas Tech and spit them out.
Yeah, I think that Texas Tech is going to very much struggle to move the ball. So I think that Oregon pulls away at some point, early or maybe or late, but they pull away.
Yeah. I think we see a rematch of Indiana, Oregon in the Peach Bowl.
You don't rate Bama or Oklahoma to beat the Hoosiers. You see, I could see the Sooners winning. That's the thing. I could see the Sooners winning both games.
Miami versus Texas A&M. Who has the ability to beat Ohio State? Texas A&M, right?
As for that, it's got to be the Aggies. If
or
anyone.
None of the above. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine Carson Beck.
I think did Ole Miss play Georgia this year?
Good question.
I think they did.
Because I have no distinct memory of this, but it's entirely possible. Like, it's not the kind of thing I would have fucking memorized. Ole Miss did play Georgia. They played them pretty close. They lost 43-35 between the hedges. Yeah. That's not shabby.
No.
That is not too shabby. No. And of course, this meeting would be at a neutral venue.
Mm-hmm. So I think we're giving out Oregon 21 and a half. Look for an alt number 24 and a half. Let's also just quickly go 28, whatever. Yeah. But you do a ladder play. Let's also look at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Now this one's confusing. So
okay. So this is Washington State taking on Utah State. And of course, this from Boise being the Potato Bowl. And it's the Utah State Aggies laying 1.5 until 15.5.
Yeah. So this was 3. Okay. And I grabbed it at 3 because Washington State's head coach is going to be the Iowa State head coach. So I thought there's going to be, tons of defections. That hasn't happened yet. Now, anything can happen between now and Monday. But Washington State is the much better team, or rather has a really impressive showing this year. Almost beat JMU, almost beat Virginia, almost beat Ole Miss. Really impressive, especially since they lost so much with Jake Dicker going to Wake Forest. And I thought, okay, Bronco Mendenhall is a good coach. There's still continuity at Utah State. They got snubbed out of playing in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. I like Utah here. But the line is crashed from 3 to 1.5. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Washington State's the better team. I thought Utah was going to be in a better position and more motivated. So that's why I grabbed them. But I don't like my bet as of now.
I see. That's fair enough. I don't feel I would have taken it with the Cougars before I laid it. But I couldn't be certain that I would feel good about either side.
Yeah.
But you abruptly jumped in on the bracket talk because we were just to the Final Four. I assume the Final Four are Georgia, Ohio State on the one hand, and Oregon, Indiana on the other hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you think Ole Miss could sneak on through with this makeshift coaching staff?
I think they could beat Georgia, but I don't think they get past Ohio State, and I don't think that they could beat Georgia and then beat Texas A&M. Like, that would be too much for them. Yeah, I think no matter what, they lose. If Ole Miss gets to the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, they lose.
Fair enough.
To me, this is Ohio State, Oregon in the national championship.
You can't see. I can see Ohio State. I can see Ohio State losing to the Bulldogs for sure. I could totally see Kirby having a plan. Like, look, he's a new man. You saw that onside kick. He's a new man. Like, he's gonna get weird with it. He could totally outcoach Day.
He could.
But yeah, I mean, you got to give it to the Buckeyes. You can see why Sayan is the last quarterback Nick Saban recruited, and why Nick Saban recruited him so desperately.
And
that
also,
lad
like,
can drop bombs.
That Ohio State Indiana game, it was very close. The Ohio State got into the red zone twice. They didn't convert on a fourth down. They had a missed field goal. That game was close, dude.
It was indeed close.
Like, Mendoza and the Hoosiers just picked up every single fucking third down that they needed to. But Ohio State was in a position to win that game. Like, it wasn't a smothering.
I remember. Yeah. No. First of all, I thought the Buckeyes would fucking win that game. So yeah. I like Oregon. Yeah, I agree with you. I like Oregon, Ohio State.
And so for the pod, we're giving out the Ducks.
I think so. And well, yeah, not only to win it all, but yeah, we're gonna lay the 21, and we're gonna ladder this. Like, definitely look for 28. If you go to Calshi, you could get 2-1 on 27.5. So that's not bad.
No, it's not. And next week, a lot of fun bowl games. You know, things kind of quiet down at work. Feeling good.